Right, ready to go.
Cool. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another FPL show on Golden Goal TV. Um, I'm back. I'm back with Matt. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Yeah. It was a good week, so I'm happy with it.
Cool. Good to hear. We'll get into that in a second. Hubert, how you doing? Fresh off qualifying as a guide dog owner.
I'm all good. I'm all good. Yes, it was done in a very crafty way where I wasn't told my assessor was actually behind me assessing me. So yeah, it was done as a surprise. But yeah, all qualified. All can actually get on with everything else now. And now all that's done.
Cool. Yeah, to be careful. The season might actually have to play it in defence of Chelsea this weekend because I think they've not got many defenders.
Hey, Reece James is injured. He can come in there. He can take his place. He's got 4 months to impress.
That's a surprise, isn't it? But Reece
I
James.
am shocked. He's not been injured much. So yeah, yeah.
Pretty, we will move on to the FPL, but like all banter aside, like with Reece James, you got to feel for him a little bit. Like for me, he's one of the best right backs in the world on his day.
And you can't really tell that because of how injured he is. You can't always see his impact, and you have to feel he's so unlucky with the injuries.
Yeah.
You know,
So yeah, but yeah, we'll move
When he's
on.
fit,
Yeah,
when he's fit, he is
he was
one of the top.
he was a godsend for me last when he was playing. Like not this season, obviously for FPL. I got loads of points from him. Remember getting a 26 pointer from Reece James. But yeah, we will move on to what happened last week in the FPL. But one thing I do want to say, it's really good news here that Tom Lockyer he's discharged and he's at home. So hopefully
absolutely. Views aside, it's excellent news.
Yeah,
hopefully
he's recovering well.
um, I did see people moaning about the fantasy points.
Oh, of
um,
course, I wonder.
yeah. But it didn't matter to me because old Gabby 6 pointer coming for me, so I was alright.
I had
But
Palmer coming off for me.
oh, that's a lucky one. Um, so
Mm,
yeah, we'll go into the FPL game week 17, I think it was. So I ended up with 65, which was kind of ideal for me because I said on the show last week I was ripping it up. I was like, I wanted to get back to what I was doing straight away, back to what I'm doing. Haaland goes and I start doing well. I think there's a theme in there. Um, the only thing that I'd Salah he blanked, Saka blanked. I'm trying to think who we played. Who did we play?
Brighton.
That shows I remember what it was. I do not even remember.
Mm,
Oh yeah, Kai, my guy Kai scored, didn't he? So yeah, yeah, I think Palmer and my defense saved me. I think I had like 30 odd points from my defense. I had Simicast 7, Saliba 7, Gabriel 6. So that kind of really helped me out quite a lot. Um, Watkins got a 9. So yeah, Palmer got 14. So that was quite. I'll take that for me. To be fair. Um, how did you do, Hubert?
Well, bearing in mind, I actually forgot to do my team last week because of things that have come up, and I thought I'm going to have a shocking week. Ended up with 74 points, which I've only realised yesterday when my brother kind of said, "You did realise you got 74 points," after I said to him I've had a crap week, and I went, "Oh, have I?" And I looked, and I didn't have a bad week at all, apparently, even though, yeah, my
I
team
will,
was casualty.
I will say compared to your brother, I think it's your brother in our
Yeah.
Golden Goal League is holding everyone up because
It
I
is
think
his
he's
first
actually rock bottom.
It's his first season, to be fair, so
So that is that's a harsh reality. But he'll live and learn.
you'll get it.
How did you do, Matt?
Yeah, mate, mine was 61 points, so I was happy with that. I took a 4 point hit, so down to 57. But it worked out. I mean, Cole Palmer saved me. Raul Jimenez, I was bigging him up last week. He got the red card. That killed me.
Yeah.
-2. So, and now he's missing for 3 games. But
I was gonna ask
surprisingly, still got a green arrow. So it still worked out well.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about Jimenez. That was a good choice, mate. That was it.
Yeah, I was bigging him
That
up.
was like a George choice, really. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Pulled that one out of the bag, didn't I? That worked out all right. not. So yeah, he was one I was bigging up last week's show,
Yeah.
just it was a straight red, weren't it? So it's just
And in my defence, I know I went for Sunesi as a
Just to give you an
different.
update, Brighton have equalised against Crystal Palace.
I forgot that was even on. What's the score? 1-1.
It's 1-1.
Yeah. That's good. Knocks out the clean sheets. Yeah. In my defence, I'm gonna because I know I said Sunesi as a differential, but he did hit the post, and then the game got disallowed, like abandoned. So technically, that differential thing could still work because obviously they have to. In fact, it could work actually even better now because Bournemouth on a double with Senesi and Dominic Solanke. I think that could be tasty.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Solanke did score, so. But yeah, and Senesi was like he was quite unlucky to be fair. So, um, yeah, what we'll do, we'll go on to obviously we've got game week 18 coming up. Matt, have you done anything?
Yes, mate. Of course I have. Yeah. I've been rocking and rolling. I've used my free transfer, so I've gone with your guy. I've gone with your boy, Leno. He's in. Took Flecken out. So took Flecken out. Leno was in because he was going up 0.1, so he's now 4.8. He's in my team. He's the goalkeeper to start this week, and I've also taken a 4-point hit. So I've taken Ethan Pinnock out and put in Ezri Konsa. It just seemed like the best one to go in, to be honest. I couldn't afford Pau Torres, and he was the next best option. He's nailed on, hopefully. So those are my two moves.
Just to let people know, obviously, if you are, well, it's a bit late now because the deadline's gone, but if you did pick Pau Torres, he won't be playing for you because Emery said he's out. So, that kind of worked for me. I was out. It took me ages to be honest. I've been knowing that I wanted to do something for days. I think I even knew at the weekend, and it was either Gabriel or Simicast that went for me. I've
And which one
decided
was it?
I've took Simicast out. And I've gone for Conso as well.
Do you know what? It's the differential as well. It's 2.8% owned.
It was for me. It was either. See, I was never sold on Pau Torres. It was either Conso or I always get his name wrong, and I think it's Don Carlos. Is it?
Oh, Diego Carlos.
Yeah, that's I call him old Don Carlos.
Yeah, the Don. Yeah.
Stick with Don Carlos. I quite like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of him just because of the price, and then I thought, do I realistically just want to bring a Villa player in because their defense is really well, but just because of the cheap stuff? Like, no disrespect, I don't need to save money, but I technically did. I still saved like 0.2 with Simicast, so I've gone to Consa. I haven't gone -4. I was thinking of going -4 to get rid of Darwin, but there's no one jumping out of me as a third striker at the minute. But and it isn't because of the Liverpool Arsenal game because I'm not even playing Gabriel in that game, so I've only put Saliba in just because if he's Saliba, isn't he?
He's Big Willie.
Yeah, Big Willie. He always rises to the occasion.
Hey.
Yeah. It's an interesting one because, like I was saying, I want to kind of sort out my defense. So the way I've got it in my head now is Senesi becomes my fifth choice at 4.5, which is mad, really, for me. And then I have Konso, who could be my fourth choice, and then I've got Saliba, and then I can sort out the other two. I think I know who I'm going for next week already. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. I'd say it's about 89.7% definite.
I like those stats. That's interesting. Yeah.
I just got to make sure he don't get injured.
89.7. Is it a Spurs player?
No, definitely not me. No way. Like,
You're
that's
going
what
to
makes
spoil
me
it.
laugh when I watch all these videos and I say, "Oh, Poirot or Richarlison." No way. They will not be especially Richarlison. No way will he be entering my team. Um,
Kulusevski's in. Yep.
no. I'll give you guys a spoiler who I'm looking at, and I never thought I would. It's Trent,
Oh yeah.
just because of the Burnley game. Plus, it isn't really going to cost me as much money if it makes sense because Salah goes in a couple of weeks. Like, and so Salah's money covers what I'd want to do other places, and then when I want to bring Salah back, I can just get rid of Trent down to someone else who comes Salah. So it's not. I was looking at it, I think like get as on if they get all the way through, there's like about 3 or 4 game weeks they'll probably miss. So
Yeah,
Salah will miss, sorry. So I'm not really. I don't know.
that's the thing. I think that's the thing for everyone to be mindful of is some players might miss a few, but some players might not miss that many games. So it all depends if you're taking. I mean, we already talked about this. If you're taking a player out, a midfielder, you're putting in a defender, you're then possibly going to use two transfers to put them back.
Yeah.
It's like taking out a Haaland to put in a midfielder, or vice versa.
See,
So
I think it's harder for the people that have Salah, Son, and Haaland, or have
oh
got
yeah,
rid of Haaland and then have Salah and Son, and
yeah,
people that have had, I don't know, like say even a Trippier. Like I think the best, like Trippier might go and do something, but I wouldn't be surprised if Trippier gets dropped this weekend because he was awful. Like, and unless he was Chelsea's new signing the other night, he was awful. He helped Chelsea out quite a lot.
oh yeah. He's got that
um,
January
On
move.
it quite a lot.
So yeah, for me, like, and from like what Liverpool, and this is what I'll say before we move on. When Salah goes, what Liverpool asset do you think could get big points? And for me, Trent is number one for that. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
even like. Do you see Darwin Núñez doing it? I'll probably bang 2 or 3 against Arsenal now, but like realistically, it's like people saying on the FPL pod, he's frustrating
He
because
is,
he
but
can do
you
it,
kind
but
of
he
know
ain't
what
good.
you're getting.
Yeah,
You have
I
to know what
can't.
you're getting with him. And
I
if
can't
you're that
still.
type of manager who can just go, okay, 1 week I'm not, 1 week I might, it's that high risk, high reward. But then we talked about this last week. I think it was last week's show, but we talked about it in messages. It's like, right, Diogo Jota, when he's fit, he'll be firing.
Yeah,
And I think
no,
he's
I
coming
agree.
close back. So he's my pick for when Mo goes. I think he'll be in the team doing a lot better.
That's what I mean. Like when you go through it though, like for me, when Salah's gone, if you said to us, "Oh, can you name 3 people who you would go for as a replacement as your main Liverpool asset?" For me, Trent is first easily,
Do you know,
and
if you
then
watch last night's game, one who probably will push him is Dominic Szoboszlai. He was
yeah,
phenomenal last night. And then equally, he doesn't play in that position, but Curtis Jones was amazing.
yeah.
And he will play against Arsenal on
I think,
Saturday.
yeah, I think I'm not going to even try and say his name. Dirty
Szoboszlai.
Dom. Um,
Yeah.
I think he's a really good player, and he's one of those. He's like them high reward things as well. But I just think like you think Trent goes forward. I know it sounds like I'm banning the Trent drum here, but he is a defender that's playing as an attack-minded role. So all it takes is one. Like he didn't even do nothing. Like no offense against Man United, and got 9
He
points.
didn't. He didn't.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
He got a nine pointer. So that's for me. He's a bit hefty. Like if he was 6.5, he'd be definitely in my team. But suppose if you haven't got Haaland and Salah, because let's go back to Haaland, there's no guarantee when he's going to be back. I
Well,
know
the red
there's
flag's gone now, and he's gone to an orange one. So he's 50% chance instead of
yeah, but
red and nothing.
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Before we digress into something completely and on for another 45 minutes, we can talk about that next show. But
Yeah.
yeah, Hubert, have you got any plans? What you're doing this week?
Well, I've not done much for the game week coming up on Boxing Day. What I have done in my team is replaced my goalkeeper because obviously Sanchez is going to be out for a while. So Allison has come into my team. So I've got Allison and Onana. So swapsies between the two, depending who's got what and all that. I've also brought in, which has already not worked, is I brought in João Pedro from Brighton into my team and Cole Palmer into my starting lineup. That's probably all I've done for now. Trent is a good idea though, especially if you take out a big player. That I think is not a bad thing to keep in mind. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the Boxing Day game week just yet.
Yeah. That deadline will be on Tuesday for those who are interested.
Tuesday at 11.
Yeah, it gets confusing, doesn't it? Like obviously because you have these games and then you have the Boxing Day games, then you have the New Year's Eve game. So you've got basically 3 deadlines in about a week. Near enough. So it's interesting with Allison. I I'm a bit biased here, but I do think we score on Saturday night. I'm not saying what the score will be because we have a horrible record at Anfield, but I do think we score.
Yeah, it
Uh,
won't be a clean sheet for either team. There will be goals.
and I think old Clippity Klopp's starting to feel a bit of the pressure. I think he's doing the mind games with having a go at the crowd, saying you've got to sort yourself out. He knows old Mikel. He ain't gonna take no crap. So I think for me it could be the game of the season, Saturday.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
I think
people
after
saying
that Man United game,
people are saying title deciders. It's not a title decider for me. It's between the two that I think the title will
Early
be.
for a title decider.
Yeah, I think it's between Arsenal and Liverpool personally now.
Looks like at the moment. I think there's going to be
Um,
under 4.5 goals in both teams to score, really, if you're a betting man.
I hope not, but a 2-0 winner I do. But that's fine with me. Like I
yeah,
said to
3-1 Liverpool.
Nick,
Yeah.
like I said to Nick earlier, like he needed some tissues. How excited he sounded having Salah as captain. So I would hate
As
for him
long
to
as
be
there's a
upset.
TNT Sports subscription alongside it.
Yeah, he'd still find something to complain about. But yeah, um, cool. Matt, so what is your team this week?
Right, so my team this week, I am going 4-5-1. I don't really have much choice. The 4-point hit was a good move because Ethan Pinnock blanks this week. So that was a given for me because my team is Leno in goal. I've got a back 4 of Porro, Konsa, Lascelles, and Simicas. I've got midfield 5 of Mo Salah, Saka, Son, Palmer, and Gordon, who is yellow flagged at the moment. So he's got a knock, but I think he'll play. And then Watkins up front. So I've got Watkins as captain and Son as vice captain. And I've got obviously the benches Areola, who just come back for West Ham last night. And hence the pause on that one. Colwell's on the bench, and then the other 2 is Haaland and Jimenez, who Jimenez is suspended, and Haaland isn't playing because he's blanked. That's my team.
That's quite an interesting thing, to be fair. What I like is that they're actually most of them, apart from Porro, I think, are all budget defenders.
Yeah.
Well, it's the first time I've really seen. It's not. It's nice to see a defense. It's what my proof is. What I've been saying all along, that you don't need to have a Trippier or a Arnold. I know I've been banning the Arnold drum, but if you can't afford him, like that drum, you don't have to have them.
Yeah.
Which is
You don't
interesting.
need those.
I'm. Everyone knows my opinions about Spurs, but if I'm trying to be as neutral as I can, I think Pedro Porro is probably one of the best picks to go for. Yeah, like it was interesting. Like, so I was listening. I was actually talking to someone on the train about this the other day, and he was saying like, if you own Son, get rid. Like, you think soon as, and he was a Tottenham fan, and like since the Son's been moved to the left, and then he's going to the Asia Cup. Like, as an FPL player, he's not. They don't think he'll actually do stuff. Not as much as Richarlison at the minute.
He is one I'm going to put in. That is my spoiler.
Ah.
Richarlison's going in. As soon as Son's gone, he's going in.
Oh, I can't do that. He's a scumbag.
He's going on pens. He's down the middle. He's a striker playing in midfield on the game. He's got to go and he's got to go in. To me, he's a no-brainer. Him or Kulusevski.
See, with Richarlison, is it a miss for me? Like, if you had asked me out of the two, if I had to, if you put a gun to my head, I probably would say Kulusevski.
Could you imagine if you had Richarlison, Darwin, and Nicholas Jackson in your same team?
Yeah, I'd be deleting the app.
You'd be bold at the end of the season. They were just gone.
I'd just resign. I'd leave early. I'd do like what Nuno did before he left to go to Tottenham. um. So yeah, actually we'll go to you, Hubert. What's your team?
Well, my team that's currently playing is Allison in goal, then Trippier, Saliba, and Simicas in defence. Then midfield 5 at the moment of Diaz, Saka, Ward-Prowse, Palmer, and somebody else, Luis Diaz, and front 2 of João Pedro and Ollie Watkins.
I get that João Pedro one though. I know you're saying it ain't working at the minute, but for the future it saves you a lot of money.
No, he can be a decent player. I mean, if I had 0.1 million more, I would have gotten Solanke, but yeah, these things happen.
Yeah. Has Pedro gone up then quite a lot? Because last time when I last looked at Pedro, he was like 5 million or something.
Yeah, he's definitely higher than that, I think.
Oh.
I can't remember how much I paid for him exactly, but yeah, high, I think.
Yeah, but it's not a bad move, really.
Not a bad player, so he might not work this week, but yeah, it's not something I'm gonna immediately.
Same with Pedro. What works with Pedro? My brother, I tell you, I will go before I move on to it. He's done one of those set and forget teams. Like he done it at the start of the season, and he still manages to do well. I was watching him. He had last week. I think he's changed it now, but he had. No, it wasn't last week. It was a weekend when they had Pedro, who got like 14 points as his first sub. Then he had Leno on the bench that got him a 9-pointer, and both then come off, and he ended up like getting one of the top scores of the week. And I was like, mate, you're jammy. But yeah, that's what Pedro does. Like he does it in like bits. Like he's regularly he's not doing it, but yeah, if you had him as a third striker, he wouldn't be too bad. So yeah, I'll go with my team. So my one, it's quite interesting actually. I've had to change it because I can't. It's enough stress that I'm going to be going through at 5:30 on a Saturday. I can't add FPL to that as well. So I've gone Dubravka in goal. Then I've gone Sinesi. I've got to stick with my boy. Saliba and Konsa. And then I've gone Salah, Saka, Palmer, Diaby, and if he needs to do something, mate, because otherwise he's off. He can go like Abu did.
I got rid of him a while back.
I've been to other issues have come up before that one, and this is my punching shot in the dark one. I have gone for Garnacho against West Ham, and then I'll tell you why I've done that. With Watkins and Solanke, and Watkins is captain. So what my question was: does Garnacho get more points away at West Ham than Darwin will get at home to Arsenal? And that's considering I am an Arsenal supporter. So I don't know. Maybe Garnacho might get a lucky goal or something that might come off.
I don't think Darwin Núñez will get many points anywhere at the moment.
I just wonder if Darwin will play. Obviously, Matt, do you know? You'll know more. Like
I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I think Gakpo will play against Arsenal.
That's what I was thinking. So
plus, he scored last night as well, and Darwin again didn't, sadly.
Yeah,
but yeah, he did set up Jones's one of the first goal for Curtis Jones.
Yeah,
he got the assist for that. But I think Cody will score and he'll play.
Yeah, like no, and it isn't like all jokes aside. Like with the Liverpool Arsenal game, like personally, I'm not confident, but we haven't won at Anfield for a long time. So, like, if Arsenal get a positive result at Anfield, then that's huge for me.
Yeah.
But Yeah, we've got Zinchenko against Salah, so the less said about that.
You know what though? Like you said, all joking aside, after that Man United game, I was thinking, right, we've got a walkover. And sorry if anyone can hear that in the background. That is the kids going mad.
I
Um,
thought Brighton have scored or something.
yeah, I was wondering what was going on
Is it
myself.
because England aren't doing well in the cricket? Is that why?
Oh yeah, there you go. It's all erupting. Yeah, so I'm thinking I was going into that Liverpool Man United game, thinking it was a dead cert. We was gonna 5-0 was my prediction. Walking into it, 0-0, come out of it. So yeah, so I don't think it's going to be one of those games. Just sit back, watch it, and enjoy it, and just see what happens
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Um,
Yeah,
it's one of those things I can't wait for it to be over.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
as
I
well.
get that.
Um, but yeah, that's why I went with Garnacho because you never know. Like Man United, I'm not saying they're not. Well, we all know they're not playing that well, but all it takes is Garnacho gets a goal, doesn't he? Like, and he's my fifth midfielder, so he ain't going to be there for long. Um, but yeah, I've been saying this to Matt though for weeks. Darwin has just been one of Darwin and Ariola. Sorry, Darwin and Matt Turner were the two I just couldn't get rid of. Um, but yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Like, I'm hoping Watkins can kind of do some bits against Sheffield United, hopefully. Um,
Do you know what, mate? I just I thought your move this week. I thought it might have been your boy. I thought he was going Gabby Jesus. I thought he was going to be your striker. I thought he was going to take Darwin out. You got the money. He
yeah.
goes in. Obviously, you've already got 3 Arsenal already, so that'd be a bit tinkering
So
around. But
the reason I haven't gone Jesus, and I kind of did want to have him for the West Ham game, but I just can't do it because obviously I want to get rid of Gabriel potentially for Trent, and then I want to get rid when Salah goes, I'm going Martin Odegaard.
okay, so that's going to be your 3 Arsenal.
Uh, Saliba, Saka, Odegaard. I think you can't really argue that. Um, my third striker is an interesting one, and I never thought I would. I'm watching Chelsea. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm watching Chelsea
I know where
over.
you're going. I know where you're going with this. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
thinking if he's my third striker, I
He's
think
getting
I'm
in
laughing.
Armando Broja, isn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah. The big man.
Carlton Cole, mate. So
Run the
yeah,
years back.
but I need to kind of sort all the other stuff out that I've needed to do first. So um, if you say to me, do I think players like Gabriel, Diaby, Garnacho, Charlie Taylor, Ariola will be in my team by mid-January, late January, then no. So they're the ones that I'm not as keen on. But there was before we go on to the last part of the show, there was a goalkeeper I was looking at, and he's conceded tonight, so it don't really matter. It was Dean Henderson. Obviously, he's back in the fold now. Sam Johnson's injured. Palace's fixtures will change, we know that. But yeah, him or who's the other one? I'll compete out of my head. Plays for Bournemouth.
What
Wolves.
Neto?
Sorry, Wolves, not Bournemouth.
Daniel
Um,
Bentley
yeah,
or
because
Jose Sá.
SAR's got not a great injury. So if you was looking to like try and just buy some time, I wouldn't turn your nose up at Bentley. And when I saw D Bentley at first, I thought it was David Bentley. What's he doing back? Yeah, but that's not it.
Predictions. Relived his career, revived it. He's going. Yeah.
But yeah, cool. We'll do the in and bin, and then that'll be the show done. I'll go first because I've kind of got his plan for once. So it's a bit of a weird in because I don't think he'll do something now, but he's worth having before everyone jumps on it. So I'm gonna go from Kunku as my in. And he came on, if I'm correct, against Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yep,
Tuesday night
that's
he came on.
correct.
Yeah, I know he only had 20 minutes, but it was interesting because he played in that number 10 role, but he was sliding into a false nine role as well. So they're them sort of they're like paradise for FPL because it's assists and goals potentially. Um, so yeah, I'm going to Nkunku in, and my bin is going to be. See, I've seen people bring City players in this week, and I really can't understand why. Like that baffles me. But the bin I'm going for is last word. I was going to choose a Liverpool player, but I'm too superstitious. So because I know if I say it, it's going to go completely wrong, and I'll have egg on my face. So I'm
Do
going to
it.
go Kieran
Come on.
Trippier. Yeah, I'm going to go Kieran Trippier.
Thief, you stole my idea.
Yeah, Kieran Trippier for me, or if you wanted another one, um, actually for another in, like I don't know if you wanted to take the risk. Is More I might be saying his name wrong, but Moreno at Villa. If he plays like regularly ahead of Dina, that could be a good one. Because I've nicked Hubert's idea, I'll go with you, Matt. I'll give Hubert
All
some.
right, mate. Yeah, Alex Moreno is a good shout. If he gets a regular games, he's the first choice. He's nailed on for Unai Emery.
Yeah.
So for me, the in has to be again, depending on how long Sanchez is injured for at Chelsea, has to be Petrovic. And then
That was the other goalkeeper I was thinking of.
yeah, he played quite well for on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So he would be the in, and then the bin would be it'd have to be one of three really. It could be Ben Mee at Brentford. Obviously he's blanked, but he's got a suspension, got being sent off. Raul Jimenez, he got sent off, so he's out for 3 games. And Diogo Dallo, he got sent off, so he's out for 3 games. So any of those three have to be in the bin for me.
I'd call Alvarez a bin as well.
Yeah,
No, that sounds
yeah.
a bit bin because like Haaland's been out and he hasn't like an Alvarez played, but he don't play that real number 9 role. I'm not saying that Haaland might be back for the next game, but no, I don't know. Alvarez is a difficult one. Like if you get rid of him, he'll probably do stuff, but at the minute he's not really doing it, is he?
No, he's not.
Uh, as far as I know, he didn't play in the Club World Cup thing either. He was on the bench for that. So
Yeah, he didn't play.
no. Who would you go for, Hewitt?
Well, bin, I will go for Alvarez because I've binned him at the moment. I've binned him. He's gone. Haaland I benched because I thought we'll keep see what happens. But yeah, Alvarez has gone for me. I've just not seen him impress recently in the last few game weeks. I think there are other players that are doing much better in his position. But another in as well as a bonus, Petrovic. I really liked. Well, I thought I was quite impressed with him in the League Cup, which so he might be a good one to possibly bring in. My other one, Nkunku, for the future, yes, maybe, but I want to wait and see with him and see how it goes. But if you want to bring him in for the future to save the transfer for later, then fair enough. And obviously Trippier is a possible bin for me. I'm thinking of possibly getting rid. We'll see how he does in this game week, but yeah, possibly going out.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, that is the show done. So obviously that will be game week 18. But obviously, guys, remember Tuesday after you've eaten all your Christmas dinner, had a few drinks, find out who's been killed in EastEnders. I think that's what I'm more looking forward to. Not gonna lie.
Oh my god! Yeah, let's just
And
swiftly move over that.
and we find out what happens in Emmerdale at Christmas. I think I know what's happening, but we'll know. And the Doctor Who specials on. So,
Oh mate, you're killing us now. Let's just switch off.
so yeah, but I can't remember what I was going to say now. I got lost
Good.
on
Before you
Doctor
come out of any more soaps, that's good. Let's just go.
Distracted by whatever's happening in Emmerdale.
Yeah, we're talking about Coronation Street next.
No, well, it's boring that. To be fair, I'll be all right when Bethany comes back.
I was gonna say that's exactly my opinion. I'm looking forward to the New Year episodes. That I'm not
so
the
yeah,
only one.
but yeah,
Anyway,
so
swiftly
I
moving
hope
on.
So thank you guys for coming on, Matt. Always a pleasure, mate. Thanks for all the
Always,
help
mate.
you've done
Always.
so far. And
Yeah,
same
enjoy
to
it.
you.
Oh, no worries. Happy to come. Happy to go and good fun.
Yeah, so good luck with your game weeks this week. Unless you're captaining Salah, like a certain pages is. And I just hope he blanks. But then I hope the other 10 Liverpool player blank. And
You
Matt
gotta have
hopes
hope. You gotta have hope. Come on.
and Matt hopes the 11 Arsenal players blank.
Oh yeah, but I'm not that naive. Yeah, it's just
So it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a
it
good
will.
week. So we will we will be back soon. I'm not 100% sure when there will be a show, just because obviously it's the Christmas period. And
We'll keep you all posted.
when we would have had a show, I'm going to watch Declan Rice embarrass West Ham again. So yeah, so I won't be here. But yeah, hope you all had a good Christmas, guys, and
Yep.
keep safe and keep smiling.
Have a lovely Christmas.
Good times. Enjoy.